Have you ever walked into a charity shop and thought, can I make money in this shop? Don't worry, you're not alone. I used to think this as well. But as I've become a flipper, I have realised that there is so much money to be made in charity shops from literally using old people's stuff that they no longer want. And if you want to be making around £300 to £1,000 per month for any age, for literally barely any time, then keep on watching this video because I'm going to be explaining the bare basics for flipping successfully, like I said, from any age. So if you want to learn how to flip properly and make loads of money unlimited, then please like, subscribe, and let's get into these main points. Firstly, let's start off with things that you should be looking out for. So these are the simple basics that you should be looking out for. Now when you go into a charity shop, you should not leave the charity shop, buy the stuff and then leave and then go home and then be like, no, I did make a good deal or I did make a deal, because that becomes more of a chance. What you should be doing is googling the product beforehand, seeing how much it has been sold for and what the price is. Then you can evaluate yourself if it is going to be a good deal or if it's not going to be a good deal. And the other thing I would say is, if it's like say antiques, go for it, because people like to collect rare stuff, especially vintage stuff. So if it looks rare and if you know it's like a collectible, say, I don't know, Pokemon cards, people love to collect them for a very high profit. So there are certain things that you don't have to search up for, but regular things, it's very, very, very recommended to look up the prices. Say for example, Monopoly version, I don't know, any Monopoly, I don't know. But there's probably collectors out there that are collecting it for a very high price. So keep this in mind before you ever buy anything, unless you're 100% certain, which doesn't happen often. Check Google before you even buy it. Check it in the charity shop. Have a quick little glance through on eBay or on Google, and just see what the average price is and seeing if it's selling right. Because if you do that, then that's going to give you a massive heads up and a massive boost to when you're selling. But yeah, these are some basics here that you can look out for. And yeah, there's loads of things, but yeah, they're the main basics and they're the sole best. But if you do not find these things, then you can still make money from anything, but these are the highest recommended things. Now, timing matters when it comes to wanting to flip and having the best potential. So what you want to do is look for charity shops or car boot sales that are in your area, but go as early as possible. Now, if you're not a morning person, then you might have to change this, because going as early as you can in the mornings is going to, drastically improve your flipping. Drastically. Because think about it, first thing in the morning, that's when the shops or, car boot sales are going to be full of stock, So you're going to have more chances. However, if you go, I don't know, say 1 o'clock in the afternoon, or even earlier, say if it's like 11 o'clock, there's a chance of people already coming in and taking the good stuff, and you're leaving with like the second-hand kind of stuff that's not as good. So if you want to, maximize your return, then you really want to be looking out for the highest profit things as early on in the morning, because the earlier you are, the higher chance you've got of looking around before anyone else arrives. That shows commitment to you wanting to flip well, and you can also ask the staff for questions as well. So like I said, there are so many advantages of you leaving early on in the morning. So yeah, that's one. And then placement, where do you go? So you can go to garage sales, and you can go to car boot sales, you can go to charity shops, you can go to these places. You can simply search up on Google, search in your location and pull it in. Really good ones are ones in towns or cities, the ones that are very populated, because obviously they're going to have more things coming in, especially for charity shops. They're going to be having more things coming in from people. So yeah, so just make sure things are busy and you're getting up first thing in the morning and you're asking the right questions, and just wake up early. That's all you need, okay? Just wake up early and be committed and be disciplined and keep on going, because there will be stuff there. So don't go over there and start complaining there's nothing there and start giving up on flipping when you're not even committed to go early on in the morning. That's what ruins it. So like I said, go early. Next, do you want to know the difference between a £1 flip to a £30 flip? The difference is knowing what you're looking out for. Now we understand from what we've said so far is, look out for like toys, electronics, teddy bears, stuff like that. But the other thing that you should be looking out for are collectibles. Do not always go from your gut. If you look at say, I don't know, a Star Wars mug and you're like, okay, that's £2, I know that flip for 20 quid. but then you end up going home doing the research, and then you realise that you only flipped it for £2.50. That's going to be a waste of time because you've only made 50p profit. So what you want to be looking out for are things that look like they're collectibles. I know I said this earlier, but you could be looking out for collectible items, vintage items, because yes, these things might look like, you know, just rubbish. But it's funny how much random stuff people would like around the house just because it's made of glass or if it's an antique or something like that. So don't always go with your gut. Like I said, do research when you're in the store, when you're in the shop, okay? Because that's where you make most money, okay? So it can vary from anything really, from, I don't know, lamps or anything. It's just random stuff, but just because you know anything can flip doesn't mean you're going to make a high profit from it. Yes, you might sell it and make like, what, 50p from it. But the real technique from what best flippers do is understand how to tell what makes a little profit to make maximum profit. And that is when the research comes in and know your stuff. Because the main thing about flipping is the longer you do it, the more you know about your information. So at first you might not know and you might have to research. But if you look at other people that have been doing it for months, they can just walk into a charity shop within the first 30 seconds, know what they're looking out for, buy it and go home and know that they've made at least £15 profit. So that's one thing that you want to be looking out for. So understand what you're doing and just understand that flipping is a long-term game. And after you wait a long time, you're going to understand these skills that all can benefit you and can make you grow a lot more when it comes to flipping. And that's when your money skyrockets into lots and lots of money. And here is the final step of the most important step. So once you've bought the item, you're going to then go home and you're going to wonder, what do I do now? And it is not complicated, okay? Let's assume you've already got eBay and the app already opened and you've done your research so you know you can make profit, okay? So the first thing that you're going to want to do is take some really good pictures, ideally up close. Take around 5 to 8 photos at least, and then you've got loads of different angles there, close up, zoom out, and hopefully you've got good lighting in there as well. So it's easy for the viewer and the buyer to hopefully zoom in, understand what they're getting, and that will increase your chances of selling. So photos really matter, okay? Secondly is your title. Now, one thing that I personally do is look up on eBay or Google and copy people's titles and look at people that have already made profits and, like I said, copy theirs. Don't copy anyone's, copy the people that have sold for a good profit, because that's obviously working. So copy theirs and maybe tweak it a little bit to match yours. So that's a simple, really simple process you can do. Now, the next thing is title. Not the title, the description. Description can be easy. For eBay, there's a setting that you can use AI, which I use, but to add on to it, I also use key factors. So say if it's Pokemon cards, let's say rare Pokemon or vintage. I don't know much about Pokemon, but you put in keywords. If you want help, then look up ChatGPT or subscribe to my channel and just follow people that have done this. Because when you follow people and you follow what they've done, that's when you make most money. So start searching up, use keywords for the description, and make it nice and listed and easy for people to understand. So that's the description. So once you've done all of this, you get to pick a price. So when you go onto eBay, there's a low, medium and high price. I always recommend going in between the medium and high. But to do that on top of your research, you can also go to the eBay app that you're already on and do research to see how much people have already, selling it for, and look for high prices. So if it's going for 50 quid, sell it for 50 quid. Don't just sell it for, say, 25 if it's been recommended. Okay? I hope this all makes sense to you, and I hope you're still going along with this. Because if you understand these, then you're going to make a lot of money from it, okay? So that's when it comes to the money, okay? The next thing you want to do is don't over, complicate it. Literally just buy it from eBay. So you want to buy a barcode or QR code from eBay, okay? Because if you do it that way, it saves you money for a long time rather than go to, say, Royal Mail, I don't know. And it's going to save you money from doing it from eBay. So you want to do that, and then after you've done that, you simply just press list. Now you are going to have a little choice that you're going to have to say, has it been used or is it new? But obviously you can pick that out yourself. So like I said, don't have a go at me. These are generally just basics. If you want me to go into a more deeper, rather then I'll do a video on this at some point. But like I said, these are the key takeaways, okay? So if you don't understand this, then please watch this twice. And if you don't understand this, then please comment down below because I'm willing to try and help you out. But yeah, that's the basics for flipping. So if this helps, then please like and subscribe. It will mean a lot to me. And yeah, I hope your flipping journey goes well. And I encourage you to keep going and be disciplined at it. So yeah, like I said, hope this helps, and I hope to see you in the next video. Like, subscribe.